Today, I will tell you the story of a Gestalt practitioner named Fritz and his career in the Gestalt community. More precisely, I will tell the story of Fritz's financial development from junior to senior. This is Fritz. As you can see, he looks rather dull, lacking any detail. And to be honest, at the onset of his career, he is indeed a rather two-dimensional character. Fritz is an everyday clinical psychologist, making his money from the services he's offering to various clients in his local community. This is his income. But one day, Fritz comes across a Gestalt book and gets highly interested by the promise of excitement and growth. Luckily, there is a lively Gestalt community right around his corner, and he starts to see a Gestalt psychotherapist to feel for himself what this approach is all about. His first expense in the Gestalt community. It doesn't take long for him to get hooked. He decides he wants more and enrolls in the local Gestalt Institute. A rather costly training itinerary awaits, but he's sure it'll be worth it. After 5 years, Fritz graduates and becomes an accredited member of the Gestalt community. His private practice is running wild since he unleashed his true potential through Gestalt in the last 5 years. As a self-respecting practitioner committed to his development, he's seeing a Gestalt supervisor, he's doing Gestalt therapy for himself, takes care of his continuous education, and starts to go to national conferences. After 10 years, Fritz gets the honor of being asked by his former institute to start training their first-year psychotherapy students. So Fritz ends up on the payroll of his institute as a teacher, and he starts to see Gestalt trainees in individual therapy. The institute is very fond of Fritz's teaching, and they want him to teach more. He's excited, feels growth, and willingly takes on less clients in his private practice so he can focus more on his teaching. Committed as he is, he's still seeing a supervisor, his therapist, and starts to go to international conferences and trainings. Partly representing his institute, partly to keep up with the developments in the international Gestalt field. 10 years and many Gestalt travels later, Fritz has made himself a name as an international trainer, spending an amount of his time training for other institutes in other countries. In his local Gestalt community, he has become a well-respected senior trainer in his institute, teaching, seeing many trainees in therapy, and supervising trainees and graduated psychotherapists. Despite his many commitments within the Gestalt community, he has always tried to keep his private practice running and still sees a very small number of non-Gestalt clients. He himself still goes to supervision and spends his money on conferences when he's not asked to lecture. Therapy and training? He doesn't need that anymore. After 25 years, Fritz has developed into a very skilled, wise therapist and trainer. Life is good for him, and there is little that shakes his stable ground. But Fritz had not only developed Gestalt skills. Out of his awareness, he also developed superhuman skills, allowing him to enter parallel worlds. Unfortunately, as we all know, what is out of our awareness tends to creep up on us unexpectedly. So one day, Fritz opens the door of his office, and, unaware as he is, he steps into a parallel Gestalt community. Luckily, a helpful voice heightens his awareness, announcing he entered into the open source Gestalt community. Fritz is shocked, and even more, when he finds out his superhuman skill set is limited and doesn't allow him to leave. But, Gestalt as he is, he quickly decides he has to sit with this, and informs himself on the specific conditions of this parallel community. A quick search online learns him that open source refers to a decentralized software development model that encourages open collaboration. A main principle is peer production with products such as source code, blueprints, and documentation freely available to the public. He doesn't understand. He doesn't have a clue how this parallel community would have any impact on him, as he still does most of his writing by hand and doesn't have a smartphone. And indeed, when receiving his first non-Gestalt client that morning, everything seems normal. He does Gestalt. His client gets excited. He gets money. Nothing weird. Then, in the afternoon, he has some group supervision planned. Fritz does some Gestalt supervision. His supervisees grow. But then, they don't give him money. Moreover, they crack up when he mentions payment because they think he's joking. Bewildered, he sees them leaving him empty-handed. Through his shock, it starts to dawn on him. He grabs the phone and calls his institute, and indeed, they confirm his fear. In this parallel Gestalt world, all the services within the Gestalt community are free of charge. Trainees, supervisees, nor the institute pay him a single dime. That this means he can stop paying $150 for his own supervision sessions doesn't ease a thing. The only thing he's aware of is an anxious thought. What the hell happens if we stop charging each other in the Gestalt community?